Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 9. My name is Xavier Robert, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu celebrates Sultan of Sokoto at 67. Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino flags off construction of 2.1 kilometers Ukmong Street and 2.1 kilometers Ifyong Esang Street in Oran local government area. Wagner Chief Yevgeny Prigozhin in Russian plane crash. Details of these stories and more in a moment. First in the news tonight, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has felicitated His Eminence Sultan of Sokoto Muhammad Saud Abubakar III and the Sokoto Sultanate Council as the Revered Royal Father and spiritual leader of Muslims in Nigeria turned 67 on August 24, 2023. Tinubu, in a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity during Galale, shared this moment of joy and thanksgiving with the leader of the Qadiriya Sufi order. He acknowledged the sacrifices and selflessness of the Sultan of Sokoto, who has, since his assumption of office in November 2006, worked assiduously for the sustenance of peaceful coexistence in the country. The president extolled the Sultan's magnanimity, friendliness, and neighborly outlook on life. He particularly appreciated him for seizing every opportunity to educate citizens on the benefits of amity in society while providing platforms for solidifying Nigeria's unity, such as instituting the Peace Accord for elections as a member of the National Peace Committee. The president believed his wealth of experience would continuously be an asset for the steady progress of the nation in the areas of bridging religious, ethnic, and cultural divides. President Tinubu prayed for more years of strength, health, and wisdom for the Sultan of Sokoto. Away from that now, the Federation Account Allocation Committee (FAC) has shared a total sum of 966.110 billion naira for July 2023 Federation account revenue to the federal government, states, and local government councils. This was contained in a communique issued at the end of FAC's meeting for August 2023. A statement by the Director of Press and Public Relations under the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, says the meeting was reportedly chaired by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Dun. According to the statement, from the total distributable revenue of 966.110 billion naira, the federal government received 374.485 billion naira. The state governments received 310.670 billion naira, and the local government councils received 229.409 billion naira. Adding that, a total sum of 51.545 billion naira was shared to the relevant states and 13% derivation revenue. In another development, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, said the federal government will construct a flyover to mitigate the problem of flooding along the Abuja-Lokoja highway. Umahi stated this during an inspection of ongoing construction works on the Abuja-Lokoja road a day after his assumption of office. The minister, alongside the Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State and some directors in the ministry, visited some work sites on the road. Also speaking on the project, the Kogi governor commended the minister for choosing to visit the state as his first field assignment. From the Red Chambers now, where the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, says the 10th National Assembly is determined to promote gender equity. He stated this today during the International Conference on Women in Governance organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILDS, in Abuja. The Senate President highlighted gender stereotypes and biases, as well as the absence of modeling, as some of the factors that have hindered the low turnout of women in governance. He further stated that he desired to see more women in governance, but that it was easier to promote more women in appointive positions than elective positions. From the Green Chambers now, where the House of Representatives has condemned the abduction of 8 National Youth Corps members in Gazao, Zamfara State, while traveling to Sokoto State for national service. The Chairman House Committee on Youth Development, Martin Zessen, made the condemnation while fielding questions from reporters in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. Essen, who represents Oron Mbo Okobo Udonko Urofong Oruko Federal Constituency at the National Assembly, described the incident as unfortunate, saying it was wrong to subject young people who obey the call for national service to such traumatizing experience, assuring that government is working assiduously towards ensuring their release. He disclosed that the House of Representatives, under the leadership of the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, was committed to making laws that will guarantee the safety and welfare of Nigerians, including corps members. Away from that, now the Ministry of Niger Delta Development (MNDD) Abubakar Momo has reaffirmed that under his leadership, the ministry will actively work to improve the infrastructure development and promote peace and security in the Niger Delta region. Abubakar Momo conveyed this commitment while addressing journalists during the departmental briefing with Permanent Secretary and the directors of the ministry in Abuja today. He stated that the effort aims to effectively deliver the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu's administration and ultimately enhancing the quality of life for the people of the Niger Delta region. The minister, while emphasizing his dedication to enhancing staff welfare and maintaining a proactive approach to achieving set objectives, also reiterated that the ministry under his leadership will welcome a robust collaboration with sister agencies to realize President Tinubu's vision, particularly the East-West Road project, which holds crucial significance in the region's development. Minister of Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike has prohibited street vending in Abuja, saying that street traders, including those selling corn, contribute to crime and instability in the city. The former governor of Rivers State made the announcement during a meeting with the management staff of the Federal Capital Territory Administration and Federal Capital Development Authority, urging them to prioritize doing what is right. Wike ordered the immediate cleanup of Abuja, adding, and also warned that he would not hesitate to remove any official who is not meeting his standards of cleanliness. He also stated that motor parks would not be allowed to operate in unauthorized areas. In a separate development now, the UK National Crime Agency has said that the former Minister of Petroleum Resources Diezani Alison Madueke will appear in court in the British capital on October 2 after being charged with bribery offences relating to her time in office. Alison Madueke has been on bail since first being arrested in London in October 2015. She has been linked to a string of money laundering, bribery and asset recovery cases in Nigeria as well as in Italy and the United States. Recall that Alison Madueke was in office from 2010 through 2015 and was the first woman to be oil minister in Nigeria, as well as the first female president of the Global Oil Cartel, the organization of the petroleum exporting countries, OPEC. Now, in education, the National Universities Commission (NUC) has said that the implementation of the Core Curriculum Minimum Academic Standards (CCMAS) will commence in September. The Commission said the new CCMAS document would guide institutions in the design of curricula for their programs. It added that the CCMAS would bring necessary innovation into the content and delivery of their programs towards achieving the overall goals of education and training in the country. The acting executive secretary of NUC, Chris Mayaki, who disclosed this at a stakeholders colloquium on CCMAS in Abuja today, said the document would reposition Nigerian universities to be among the best rated in Africa. Still in education, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar, Professor Florence Obi, has assured the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) that the ongoing investigation of Professor Cyril Ndifan, suspended Dean of Faculty of Law, will be transparent and devoid of bias. Obi gave the assurance today in Calabar when officials of the NBA, led by the first National Vice President Rose Bala, paid her a courtesy visit. The Vice Chancellor VC, who spoke against the backdrop of allegations of sexual harassment of female students and abuse of office leveled against the embattled dean, applauded the NBA for its show of concern. Expressing dismay over the ugly incident, she said her administration would stop at nothing in stamping out unethical practices in the institution. The VC added that those found guilty would be made to face the full weight of the law, while the university management would beam its searchlight on the Faculty of Law to forestall a reoccurrence. In a separate development now, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) has urged citizens with prepaid meters to update them before November 2024. The regulatory body said users who failed to update their meters before the set date would not be able to recharge their prepaid meters. NERC, in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, said updating the meters attract no costs. The regulator said electricity distribution companies DISCOs would start to issue free token to enable the update. Away from that now, the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has threatened the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria (FMBN) to pull out civil servants from the National Housing Fund's NHF contributory funds over the non-remittance of deductions made. President of NLC Joe Ajaero made the threat while appearing before the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on non-remittance to the NHF and utilization of the funds from 2011 to date. According to Ajaero, FBN had refused to send alerts of how much civil servants have contributed, including their monthly deductions. He urged the lawmakers to take drastic steps to remove the encumbrances to affordable and quality housing to millions of Nigerians, especially workers who make the most contributions to the NHF. To Lagos State now, where the House of Assembly today confirmed 22 out of the 39 commissioner nominees sent by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for screening. The Assembly, however, rejected 17 commissioner nominees. Speaker of the House, Mudashiru Ubasa, who presided over the day's sitting, said the confirmation followed rigorous and detailed screening of the nominees by an ad hoc committee led by the Chief Whip of the House, Fatai Majid. He commended the committee for its effectiveness and urged the confirmed nominees to always remember that they are in office to serve the people of the state and not individuals. He also promised that the House would continue to do its best in the interest of the state. It will be recalled that some Islamic clerics had last week protested alleged lopsidedness in the list of commissioner nominees submitted to the Assembly by the governor. They had claimed that 8 Muslims made the governor's 39-man list, while the rest were Christians. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omoina has flagged off the construction of 2.1 kilometers Ukbong Street and 2.1 kilometers Effiong-Esang Street with 800 meters length of discharge drain in Oron local government area, with assurances of ensuring continuity in the execution of the lofty projects initiated by the immediate past administration. Governor No was addressing the jubilant crowd of Oron people who came out in their numbers to herald the flag of Ukbong and Effiong-Esang streets in Eyobasi axis of Oron community. He emphasized that he was in Oron to keep to his campaign promises of continuing in the projects initiated by the past administration and restated his commitment to providing adequate funding and logistic support for the completion of the road project. Hence his decision to mobilize the contractors to site for the delivery of democratic dividends to the people. The governor, who reiterated the determination of his administration to meet the yearnings of the people by taking development to the grassroots, pointedly told the excited crowd that he is concerned with project inauguration rather than flag off, adding that he would delegate members of the State Executive Council to flag off all the projects earmarked for execution across the length and breadth of the state, and assured on the project completion come February next year. On the request by Youth President Comrade Bright Afakan to assist the police authorities with operational vehicles, the governor was emphatic that he would look into the request and asked the youths to partner the police and other security agencies in the maintenance of security, stressing that security is every man's concern. In her goodwill message, the Deputy Governor and major stakeholder in the area, Dr. Akone Yagi, thanked Governor Eno on behalf of Oron people for having their interest at heart, saying that she was proud to identify with a governor who keeps his words and lauded him for running an all-inclusive administration. This, she explained, the governor has demonstrated in making Oron Nation one of the earliest places to touch by his government and assured the people on intervention in the 12 roads within the Oron Nation and the Nzeratai Oron Road placed before him. Reviewing the project, Commissioner for Works and Fire Service Professor Enoibanga said the 2 roads flagged off were of great significance to Oron people as they connect the 100 units federal government housing estate, Maritime Academy and most of the residential areas of Oron. Government House correspondent Jane Owa reports that the Commissioner further stated that the 2 roads upon completion will be 8 meters wide with drains through their length and width. And with the area being prone to erosion, the road will be finished with an 800 meters outfall drain, while also pledging that the ministry's commitment is top-notch to ensuring that the project follows standard specifications. Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino yesterday flagged off the construction of a 1.1 kilometers Spring Road project, the dilapidated access route to Goreti Secondary School in Ikotek-Bana local government area with a 0.875 kilometers outfall drain. Speaking during the event, the governor, who thanked the people of Ikotek-Bana for their overwhelming support during the electioneering period that contributed to his emergence as the governor, again promised to sustain his administration's rural development drive and disposition that will be favorable to rural communities, while stating that he may not be able to reach everybody individually. The governor expressed the belief that through his developmental projects he will be able to touch the greater majority of the people. He used the occasion to charge the youths to develop their skills and register with the relevant government agencies as his government is ready to support them to succeed. He also urged them to emulate the managing director of UNK Construction Company, Engineer Ukemeyo, who is the contractor handling the road project. According to the governor, giving the job to the young contractor is a demonstration of his administration's preparedness to patronize skillful youths in Akwa Ibom who are determined to be best in their various fields.
I want to thank Ikotek-Bana for the overwhelming support they gave to us during the campaigns and ensuring that they cast their vote for us. By the grace of God, we will not disappoint you. We will do the best we can. And want to thank members of other political parties that have come out here to join us. Development doesn't have to be on any political party platform. Development just have to do with whoever is there, who wants to do development. Party is a platform to contest election. And when you finish, you go back and develop the places, go back to the people.
This is a decimal point, a signature project for this particular community. So we want to thank you. There's nothing that opposition didn't do because of this project, but we still turn out our vote to support you because the people trusted in you and they knew that you deliver this road. God will bless you. God will bless you. God will bless your administration. Your Excellency, because of what you have done here, we said it's from 2023 to 2031. Carry go.
I want to thank you for approving this project immediately. And I know the contractor has promised 3 months. Definitely, this project will be completed in a record time.
Your Excellency, we have come. I stand on behalf of the youth of Ikotek-Bana local government area to say thank you. Your Excellency, when you came for the campaign tour, the youth of Ikotek-Bana, included this road in the raffia bag that was presented to you. Your Excellency, we are happy today that you have considered fixing this road for us. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The youth of Ikot Ekpene are happy.
Still to come in the news. Brent crude oil futures fall for third day. Do stay with us.
Every society is premised on the quality of relationships forged by its inhabitants. The health of these relationships determines how well people, relationships, organizations thrive and how long they stick together. Join Uyai Anyekan on Connect every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and on Sunday 2:30 to 3 p.m. on channel 421 on Star Times to catch all the conversations, interviews, real stories on how to navigate relationships and family life in the 21st century. Real people, real faces, real stories. Connect live on Spectrum Television.
One truth not often told is about the transformation that Africa has undergone in recent decades. Africa is shaping its own destiny and should be referred to as the African opportunity. On Spotlight Africa, we paint the African picture the African way, laced with truth, detail, and the color of the African continent. Join Uyai Anyekan every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Spotlight Africa, telling the African story.
Many thanks for staying tuned. As we move on now to Africa, where Russian President Vladimir Putin has said the Kremlin desires to see an end to the conflict in Ukraine, which he claimed was unleashed by the West and its satellites. Putin made this statement today at the inaugural BRICS summit in Johannesburg, South Africa, where he attended virtually. The Russian leader, who gave a 17-minute pre-recorded speech addressed to the leaders of Brazil, India, China and South Africa, accused the West of oppression actions aimed at the people of Donbass. Reports say the summit opened yesterday as the loosely defined club of large emerging economies seeks to assert its voice as a counterweight to the Western-led international order. So in Africa, West Africa's chief mediator in the Niger crisis, ex-Nigerian military leader General Abdulsalami Abubakar, has told newsmen that military intervention remains the last option to resolve the situation in the country. He said his delegation from the regional grouping ECOWAS has started negotiating with the military junta leader General Abdurrahmane Chiani and expressed hope for an amicable resolution. It will be recalled that General Chiani announced a 3-year transition plan at the weekend, which ECOWAS has rejected. West Africa remains on edge as the junta leader remains